How to be more productive. The $64,000 question, if you will. I'm trying to tackle all of some of these bigger questions early on, and then we can move to different topics, see what you guys want to learn about. But I think productivity is something that needs to be talked about in the right way because there's so much BS surrounding productivity, and it's not helping people actually be more productive. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about productivity pornography, okay? What is productivity porn? It's this bastardized version of productivity that people talk about that's full of empty fluff, but it doesn't get you anywhere, right? So there's things like read books because CEOs read books. Who cares what CEOs do? Most of us don't want to be CEOs. And even if we did, reading more books isn't going to cause you to become a CEO, right? And we have all of these different other routines and habits that people want to get into. Let's take morning routines for an example. Everyone's talking about having a morning routine. That if you wake up at 5 a.m., all of a sudden you're going to magically self-actualize, become a millionaire, blah, 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 blah. And I never got the obsession with morning routines whatsoever. The thing about it, though, was that for 4 years, I had a morning routine. So let me rewind. I hate the constant preaching about morning routines in and of themselves, but I had a morning routine, okay? Why did I have a morning routine? I had a morning routine because I had a mission to follow. I had a reason to wake up. That's one of the things people need to understand about productivity first and foremost. Don't look at habits, routines, and strategies as the end itself. These things are all means to an end. People try so hard to be productive for the sake of being productive, like bowing to this altar of productivity and I don't know, what, to share it on social media to tell their friends how productive they are, how much they're grinding. Stupid. You should be grinding because you have something that you want to grind for. You should be waking up early because you have something to wake up early for. So the way that I've become more productive in my life, much more productive actually, is by aligning it to a mission I have, by aligning it to my strengths, by integrating it in a way that's going to help me reach those ends that I wanted. And this extends to so many different areas of my life. There are a lot of things that I do just because I want them to support my mission. I woke up early to support my mission to become a writer. And then when I quit my job, I stopped waking up as early. I still wake up 7 to 8 o'clock, but I don't wake up at 5 a.m. because I don't need to, because I wasn't bowing to the statue, the idol of morning routines. It was just a necessary means to an end. And when it comes to things like getting in shape and working out and eating better, there is a part of me that wanted to do it almost for the sake of it because, I want to keep my body in shape and look good. But in reality, I realized that when I was treating my body badly, it affected my work. I get paid to write. So me not being healthy, not being productive, actually had a tangible impact on my life that I cared about. And of course, getting healthy in everyone's life like has kind of a vague tangible impact. Like we know that if we're not healthy, we're going to get sicker, or that we might die in the future, or that being overweight or obese is bad, or that, all these different things. But when you kind of tie it closer to, no, dude, I want to be in shape because I want to work on my business. I want to be in shape so that I could put in those extra hours on that mission. I want to be in shape because I want to be able to play with my children without getting tired. I want to be around for my children and not die early. That's why I want to get in shape. I have routines like journaling. I do a journaling routine where I write down 3 things I'm grateful for every day. And then I write down 10 ideas for new articles, new video ideas, new book ideas. I'm always generating ideas. And every once in a while, I'll bust out a morning routine, or sorry, not a morning routine, but morning pages. So morning pages are where you write out 3 pages of whatever is on your mind, basically. So I do all of those things, again, not to bow to the altar of productivity, but because they serve a purpose. They help me foster creativity. They help me stay grounded, right? Because life in general, especially when you're trying to work on something additional to your current obligations, it's going to have you, mentally, it's going to mess with you. So I use that journaling routine to clear out my thoughts, which helps me be more productive when I'm writing. It helps me generate ideas, which helps me be more productive and come up with good things to write about, good videos to shoot. And it helps me stay sane because life itself is already hard. And again, on top of that, trying to do this side gig was often very psychologically stressful. So I had that outlet. So in terms of wanting to be more productive, it all comes down to having compelling reasons. And you're going to develop more compelling reasons as you begin to look for a mission to follow. And I'll link to some of the other videos where I talked about this before, but you're going to want to go through that process where you're exploring your strengths and personality to figure out that route you want to go on. And then you're going to use that initial bit of inertia to expand the depth and breadth of your mission, which will then motivate you to become more productive. And like I said, being productive just tends to spill out into other areas. Usually you want to be productive for one certain reason, and that's the reason that you focus on it first, or that's the habit that you focus on it first. So when you focus on that habit, you just tend to become more productive as a whole. You know what I mean? On top of having a compelling reason for wanting to be more productive, you're going to want to focus on this next concept because it's super important, okay? Keep this and you will be more productive. Lose it and it will be hard. Momentum. Momentum means everything. Momentum is the key to being productive. Momentum helps you continue to do what you're doing, and it creates a flywheel. So what do I mean by a flywheel? It's kind of this cycle mentally and habitually that makes it easier for you to be more productive. So at the beginning, you don't have much belief in yourself, in your habit, in your routine. Then you do it a little bit, which expands your mission a little more. It sends you a subconscious signal that says this person is working on something. So that gives you that little inkling of confidence to feel more motivation. And then that fuels you to do it the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So the first time that I had to wake up at 5 a.m., it was awful. But the 300th time, the 500th time, the 1,000th time, I still hated that shit. But it wasn't as hard to do, right? So you want to build momentum and you want to never lose it. And one of the things that can help you if you don't want to lose momentum is allowing yourself to screw up from time to time. See, what most people do is they'll say, I'm going to work out 3 times a week. But then if they only work out 2, it sends that negative subconscious signal that said you didn't do enough. So then you're less likely to do it. And one of the things you can do is just forgive yourself. Like if you had 1 week that didn't work out well, then just resolve yourself not to repeat that week. I actually had a week where I didn't get a ton done last week. My kid was getting surgery on her tonsils. I had visited some friends. I had to deal with all that stuff combined. And basically, I went like a week without writing much, without producing many videos. You know, I had promised that I was going to do a daily YouTube vlog or whatever this is called. And then like a week in, I already, didn't maintain consistency, right? But I just said, okay, the clock is just going to start over and I just have to focus on building that momentum again. I had a little relapse, but not going to shut down my YouTube channel. And the reason why I won't shut down my YouTube channel and why most people who start one will is because I've already had that experience of going from nothing to something in a different arena in writing. So I know the ups and downs. So I know that if I stall out a little bit on the video, I know it's on the other side. So I'm just kind of like, all right, you screwed up, start over, and you'll be fine. And so giving yourself the ability to start over as many times as you need to before you get traction is another key to productivity, okay? You just give yourself permission to screw up and start over. I've told many stories about this on my blog where I wasn't productive at all. I once paid my friend to wash my dishes. I paid my friend to wash my dishes because I was so much of a bum loser, complete opposite of productive, that I wouldn't bring myself to do my own dishes. I was like 25 years old, okay? Think about that the next time you think that you are incapable of being productive. I was so lazy that my friend washed my dishes for me, and then the next time the dishes piled up, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to tell you. The next time my dishes piled up, I threw them in the garbage and got paper plates. That's how lazy I was. I smoked weed every day, got drunk every day, didn't leave the house for weeks. But I had a moment, where I talked about this in my other video, where I got fed up and I was tired of being a loser. And then I aligned myself to a mission. I figured out that I wanted to be a writer. And really, that one area kind of created the effect that spilled over to everything else. I mean, still to this day, I'm not the most meticulous, organized, or productive person in the world. But when it comes to my mission, I'll go full steam on it. I'm lazy in a lot of other areas of my life, but when it comes to this thing I care about, then I'm super productive. So align things to your mission to become more productive. It's going to take a while for your mission to take traction, but once it does, it's going to create a flywheel of productivity. And then you're going to create habits that are going to be means to that end. And you'll actually follow through with that habit because you won't look at them as the end themselves. You won't be bowing to the altar of productivity. Okay, my last tip, right? Does that make sense? That'll help you be more productive. You have to get addicted to getting into flow states, okay? What do I mean by flow states? Many of you, if you've been in the self-improvement world long enough, you probably know what a flow state is. But there was this book called Flow by the guy, his name is Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. I looked it up. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, and the book is called Flow. And Flow talks about that zoned in state, that state where you lose sense of your surroundings and you're just focused on a task. And this pertained especially to my writing, but this could be when you're doing a workout, when you're doing something, anything that is going towards being more productive to focus on your mission. you'll often enter a flow state. And what the flow state does for you is it quiets the chatter. There's so much noise. There's noise from other people, noise from the media, noise from that little inner critic inside of your head. But when you get into a flow state, it's one of the few times where you can actually be sane and just like get an escape from everything. You know, I've meditated for like the past 5 years now. Again, did that for mental clarity, lending to my mission. But I still get mental chatter when I meditate. I don't get much mental chatter when I'm zoned in writing. Like when I'm writing, I get possessed. And my brain literally shuts off from everything else except for what I'm writing about. Sometimes, doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes when I get a really good sweat in the gym, I get that flow state too. And so I become more productive because I get addicted to the high that comes with really being in the zone. And it's just kind of leads back to everything I've said pretty much in all these videos. It's definitely a rich, get richer momentum kind of game. It's easier to be productive when you're already productive. It's kind of like that analogy, you know, banks lend money to people who prove they don't need it, right? So you don't want to borrow money to somebody who's broke, and you want to get more productivity in order to get more productivity, right? So it's all counterintuitively gets easier over time, and you just have to get over that initial hurdle to be more productive. And I'll tell you from experience, I just told you my dishwashing story. I know what it's like to be lazy. I don't want to hear about you guys and gals, people who are lazy. You know, I've done it all. I've been addicted to Netflix. I've been addicted to weed. I've been addicted to porn. I've been addicted to drugs. I've been in the house and did nothing but watch porn, drink, smoke, watch TV, watch porn, drink, smoke, watch TV. Did that for a long time. So this is not me, some self-help guru coming to tell you something from a pedestal because I've been productive my whole life. No, I've been in hell. I know what hell feels like. And eventually, I didn't want to be in hell anymore. I wanted to rise up. And in the beginning, it was hard as hell, like super hard. And it's going to be hard for you. That's why you watch so many videos like this. That's why I watch so many videos like that. Because being productive is hard. Finding a mission for your life is hard, especially at the beginning when you have no evidence that you're capable of doing it. That all the evidence points to you never having followed your mission, never having been truly productive, always having had wasted time on stuff. So I know how much opposite momentum works, where you haven't been productive for so long that it doesn't even seem feasible for you to be. But it's definitely possible if you begin to take those explorative steps to find a mission for your life, instead of trying to be more productive and trying to get more habits like for no reason. It's not going to work. Okay? So quit reading 500-word bullet point essays on Inc. magazine, Forbes, and Entrepreneur that says, these are the 5 tips that are going to help you be more productive, become Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, become a CEO. Bullshit. You know the real. You come here. You've come to this channel for the real, and that's what I'm going to give it to you. Align yourself to your mission. Chip away. It'll be easier to be more productive over time. And then all of a sudden, you'll look up one day and you're productive. All right, thanks for watching this video. And thanks for coming on the beginning journey of the channel. If you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Please leave a comment and give me some useful feedback. See you next time.